Stop waiting on the future, seize the day, secure that deal, cause one day you'll awake and see the end for what it truly is. I'd rather leave a legacy, enjoy the things it brings.
If I lose my mind, make sure I never forget.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. How are we all? I hope we're all doing well and chilling and getting through this weird world that we're in right now. This looks like I'm leaving the country sort of video. No, everything is okay. I just wanted to do a little more of a chat video today, you know, be more Spencer and just kind of be me and then talk to you guys about what's been going on, topics that I have never ever mentioned, and kind of just explain life. You know, just talk about the past few years of what you guys have seen, what the reality of those situations are, how that's made me feel, what's life really been like for the past 3 or 4 years since moving to London to do YouTube full time. And I want to talk about my experience with it all, clearing things up and talking about my character. And it's also like almost a sorry. It's not so much of a sorry, but there's just so many things that I want to talk about, I want to take accountability for, just kind of own up to some things, be honest with you guys, and just let you know what's going on in the world of YouTube. Not even YouTube, I can't speak for all of YouTube at all. Kind of like what it's been like to be part of the social climbers, to be part of drama, all different type of topics we're going to talk about today. We're also going to be talking about clout. As much as it isn't Elmo's world, it's more of a hey, I'm Spencer. So if you are watching this, thank you very much. It's a very different perspective to how I normally film my videos. This isn't even my car, I don't drive, but we're gonna sit here and pretend like I do. So let's start off with the YouTube scene and dramas. I'm not gonna be mentioning many situations because I don't wanna annoy anyone. I don't wanna piss anyone off. I just wanna kind of talk about what it's been like and what it looks like and like all those things. Kicking it off with just the drama and the negative opinions. And it makes me wanna feel less a part of this scene, even though I am to blame for being in these scenarios and I haven't helped the dramas whatsoever. I'm kind of new to drama. I'm kind of new to this, like, oh my god, like people actually care about what I'm doing, and that's a weird concept in itself, being aware of what you're doing all the time. But I just haven't handled the situations very well. I don't really know how to, and that's a big topic of today. I just found there is such a behavior that encourages giving people hate and wanting to see other people suffer for their own satisfaction. And it does feel like whenever you post something as a creative, at the moment anyway, there's so many negative eyes. You've got to be so aware of what you're doing, and I think that comes with a lot of a part of being an influencer. And like, what are you influencing? You kind of just shit yourself before you put anything out, because you're like, what about if I did this or I look like this? And there's just such an expectation that, number one, not even real, because you're living in that world as well as a person. You just get too scared to post things. You just get too scared to be yourself. Like, you get too scared to like look shit. I think that goes with a lot of people that are just living on social media in general. But on the other side of this, YouTube and social media has literally changed my life, like, to a point where I didn't even think was possible. Like, me being able to wake up every single day and create something and people want to listen, and that is how I pay my bills. Like, that concept is, I could never ever understand that. And it's almost like that imposter syndrome where you're like looking at yourself as this character online and you're like, you know what, like, I don't fit in, so like, I'm gonna try and do this. And that's how it feels on the other side of it. And the things that you guys genuinely have done for me as a person, it's so crazy. I can support the people around me, I can support myself. I never thought I'd be in this position. I didn't, do you know what I mean? I didn't think people would even care what I'm doing. It's so hard to comprehend, and I think that's the balance as a YouTuber anyway that you kind of deal with, you know? There's so much hatred and negativity going on, so if I post, then I know I'm gonna feel weird, I'm gonna feel shit about it, but at the same time, it's made my life amazing. Like, the quality of life is insane, and I'm so grateful for that position. I guess that's what I kind of want to talk about, the balance between those two, and what that's like living, like waking up in that whole bubble, living through a perception of yourself. Like, let's put it out there, you know, every single person that I've met online is never really that same character. Not that that's a bad thing, because at the end of the day, it's just entertainment. You know what I mean? We can have this big deep chat about, oh my god, the real life about social media, but at the end of the day, it's a fucking YouTube video. like stop crying about it. There's just so much that is really hard to balance when it's a real life situation. I've uploaded videos on YouTube now pretty much every single week since I was 14 years old. So that's like 450 50, like 500 videos. I feel like I kind of grew up on YouTube. That's sick. But growing up, I wasn't the most confident person ever. And all of a sudden, there's this platform where I can speak my mind and people actually listen. And it helped me gain so much more confidence. And it also taught me so much about myself, like having to analyze yourself every week for the past 7 years of my life. You kind of know yourself a bit too much. But I'll be honest, this new construct that we're all growing up into, everybody's growing up into this whole construct of clout. It makes you do really weird things without realizing. I found myself acting in ways that I never have before, and it was always being pointed out, whether that was positive and that, hey, you look more confident, or why are you moving like that, you know? And I've just found myself acting out. I'm very aware of what's going on around me, but you just lose so much focus when you're living in a bubble that you're like, cool, how do I look online today? Do you know what I mean? That's so strange. And some of the things that I've been capable of during this whole blurry clout situation that I've been lost in, some of the things I've done, it shocked me that is in my character in the first place. I've never seen that of myself, and it's brought a really weird side out of me, if I'm gonna be like completely real, and it's shocking. This whole thing started when I moved to London basically to do YouTube. I left college and I was like, cool, I'm gonna move to London, and I was just enjoying life. I was just doing my thing. I got into scenarios that I really shouldn't have been in. I did some things that I shouldn't have done. I also lived life. I loved every single moment of it. During the social climbers days, my character was a sad boy. I was the sad boy of the group. I was always upset and I always felt so negative, and to be honest, it was so accurate, and that's how other people around me saw me. Do you know what I mean? That's really who I was. I was just so out of my depth. Didn't have enough money to like live normally. I never was always sad. Why was I constantly sad? And I started speaking to some older people around me, and one thing that always got brought up was yoga and meditation. You should try this. And I'm like, why the fuck should I try yoga? But I'm not about to do some stretches. And after a lot of like claiming that I tried it and like doing a little bit here and there, I actually started to feel some like balance again. And this is like 2018, 2019, great memories, but shit was wild. And I see hundreds of comments now being like, not even on my stuff, on other people's stuff, saying Spencer's on a spiritual journey and, you know, he's doing this. And yeah, like, I don't think a spiritual journey is a negative thing. I think it's something that really got me out of a bad place and still helps me today when I fuck up. I'm just a big overthinker, and I think a lot of us are. And it's kind of sad because I let myself get to a point where I felt so hopeless that I was like, this is the only thing, you know, fuck it, I might as well give it a go. And I remember I tried meditation, and within the first 10 minutes, all of my questions were being answered. It was like, oh my God, why have I been looking here? And it was all to do with the way that I was thinking. I started having some crazy experiences and learning different sides of myself. There's an Enquiries guy. Hey, why is he staring at me? But when I meditated, there was no worries about what happened that day. How the hell am I gonna pay my rent when my videos are flopping? Like, like, it just really helped detach myself from everything. It also helped me see things more clearly. This YouTube life, you know, what was I really doing this for? It made me just see things for how they were for the first time, and that was interesting. I started to realize the most confident people online were actually the most insecure, you know, the least happy. So I'm here like, wait a minute, so all these people I've been watching growing up thinking they're having the best life, it's like finding out magic isn't real. I was also so aware that I was living in this amazing opportunity. I was going through all this madness, and I'm seeing this sad guy one time and everyone's like, cheer up, like what's wrong with him? And to be fair, I found it hard to translate to you guys that I was praying out a little bit. I didn't know how to translate that best to you guys, and that was what made me a bit upset. Like, I was trying my best to still be like, rah, ah. And then we did projects like the Wave House, and that's a subject on its own I'm probably not going to talk about today. And I was really trying to just seem positive. I had no fucking clue what was going on. I'm living the polar opposite to how I was growing up, in a mansion that was paid for. All I had to do is make content, but I'm stressed out and I'm not enjoying it. But why am I not enjoying it? Because it's an amazing opportunity and people would die to be in my position. I just don't know why I'm not happy. I just really found hard to translate with you guys, and I apologize that I just didn't make this video earlier. You don't want to take a break on social media because people are like, why does this kid need a break? Like, just turn the fucking camera off. And I honestly owe my closest friends absolutely everything. Like, they've been so acceptive of my madness, my craziness, my fuck ups, and I lost myself for a little bit. I didn't handle situations the best. I was trying, but keeping me like sane, keeping me in this right direction. And I feel like I'm one of the few people that actually managed to find a genuine friendship with people in this weird social world. Overly grateful, and it's something that makes me so fucking upset. I just was so clouded that I didn't know what was going on in my own head. My friends are just sick. Bless up to everybody around me for just being genuinely great people. Never thought this would ever happen, and it's taught me that I'm human and I fuck up. We all make mistakes, and I think that's what this whole thing is. It's crazy that people want to cancel people so quickly. We all fuck up. We are all just human. Everybody does things that they shouldn't do because they're in this social position. It's just like, you should be doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to say that, oh, I'm not human. Just in general, like, remember, everybody fucks up. Everybody does, you know, shit that they don't mean to do. You just gotta be acceptive of that. I know this whole few years of my like career must just seem really strange, you know, like constant up and downs, but I guess that's an honest representation to what's actually been going on. I just haven't been able to translate it very well. Bringing this all into now, where we are sat here in the car. But the one thing that actually has kept me going is things like making content again, making videos that I want to make. I'm so glad I'm able to make a video like this and people will actually listen, even if it's 10 people, 20 people, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that I know that someone's going to listen to this and be able to understand what life is actually really like. I think as an influencer is very, very important, if you're in a very, very beneficial and like positive position, to share that, you know, life isn't always great. There's younger people watching my videos. I'm not saying, oh, everyone should cry on camera. Life isn't always happy, and like, you can entertain, but you can also be honest. And I feel like that's what I wanted to do, and just be honest and be like, look, realistically, I felt weird the past few years, and I'm happy that everything's full circling and coming back. I understand myself. It feels like everything's just kind of clicking again. You know what I mean? Just certain friends around me, I actually generally can't believe that I'm in such a privileged position to have great people that are so accepting of me, and an audience who listen, just real people that engage with this, and I can't believe it's still a thing. After all these years, we're still here. I just hope these conversations give you the most honest insight into what YouTube, and like, if you're even interested. I wanted to sit here and hold my hand up and be like, look, and a lot of you be like, mate, we don't really care. Cool, just wanted to get it off my chest. I'm just blessed that I feel myself again, regardless of some errors. I feel like I've come out the other side now, and there's still people there that are like listening and supporting what I want to do. Whether it's this random YouTuber making some like music, you still listen regardless. You don't need to do that. That's the thing. You probably see me like try so many random things, but it just brings me happiness. Like, I'm really finding what makes me happy. Is it making videos? Yeah, certain ones. The ones that, you know, I feel like I can just chat and be myself. Because that's one thing that I lost after moving to London myself. I was so stuck in this random sad boy character. As much as I love Little Peep and X, fucking hell, the hours I listened to them in 2018, it just shouldn't be legal. It's also a reminder to you guys that things do get better. It's a true teller of who you are and like how you come back from it. So big love to absolutely everybody watching this video. I'm sorry if this video feels a bit negative. I promise that it isn't a negative connotation. This is what actually has been going on. Just let me know what you think as well, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mixed opinions on this. Smash the like button if you want more honesty videos like this, but if you want the normal content, it's always going to be there. So thank you for being yourself. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you in the next video, geezer.